Hey everybody, thought I'd shoot a little video of a home repair job, since on my channel, even though that's not what I started the channel for, the home repair type things are the most popular, but this is showing me replacing the heating element in a Kenmore Oasis Elite dryer. We've had this thing about 12 years. I've replaced a bunch of parts on it before. They're fairly easy to work on. As you can see, that was the lid. Most of the stuff you get too, unlike a lot of dryers where you take the back off, this one you lift the top off first. There's some clips that I'll show you perhaps when I reassemble this thing, and then you can take the drum out and take the front panel off, take the drum out, and you can get to everything inside. So anyway, I've replaced other parts on this dryer before, like these drum rollers and the band for the drum. I've replaced one of these thermistors a few years ago, and now having to replace the heating element. I ran through the troubleshooting procedures that just in the directions that come with it, and these things checked out okay. They ohmed out okay, but when I ohmed the existing heating element, which, let me pan over here, this is the old heating element, and it actually, when I did the continuity test on those two terminals here, I could tell that it did not have continuity. So I went ahead and I knew there was a break in it somewhere, and I found it. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. There's the break right where that, it's not the rip in the base, but the little wire, the slinky, there's a break in the continuity of that. So it's like a burned out light bulb basically, and it's not going to work anymore. There's field expedient repairs to do that, but I prefer to spend a little money and get the thing fixed right, since I can do it myself. There's the dryer number and the directions that came with it. Very handy, don't throw that away. And maybe you can still get those online if you need to. But here's the new element. Got it from a local parts store, made in America. It was like $60 or $70, something like that. I was able to go get it and come back to the house in an hour or less. And when I say testing, here's what I mean. If you don't know this, there's probably tons of videos that go into a lot more detail, but one of the handiest things you can learn for home repair and so forth is to ohm something, to test for continuity. So this is just a very inexpensive volt ohm meter, and you can see I've got it set to the ohm setting. See the little white indicator there, and when I touch the two leads together, that you'll see the needle peg there. See that? So that's showing there's continuity, and that's how you can test. Let me see if I can. I'm doing all this one-handed, trying to film this with a phone. Well, the dog's barking in the background, so pardon the poor camera work here, but this is a great thing to learn. Okay, so I've got the two tested. This is a brand new, and see that the needle is pegged out there. If I do it on this one, it won't. The needle won't even budge. There we go, see? So no budge, no continuity. But ohming something is a very handy thing. You can test all sorts of things. Anything that basically uses the principle of resistance, a motor, a resistor, anything like that, you can use that technique of ohming. So that's how I was able to test and determine that the heating element was bad. So let me see, turn that off. I'm barely doing these things one-handed. So anyway, probably what I'm not going to do is show the entire process, because I'm going to need both hands for putting all this together. But there is another video for this type of dryer repair on the internet that I've seen, but the guy kind of had a lot of still photos, and it was poorly lit. It was really difficult to see. So, you know, having taken this dryer apart a few times, I was able to figure out generally what was going on, but I couldn't tell exactly. So let me show you one more thing. The tools you're going to need, really, this is all you basically need to take this thing apart. The putty knife is to open the front lid. The nut driver is the screwdriver looking thing that it's handy for loosening the screws. And the needle nose pliers are for pulling apart the connections, and the little 1/4" ratchet drive. That's for the screws that are difficult to get to with a nut driver. That's pretty much all you need. You always, keep your screws pretty well organized and your wires as well. Basically, as I was taking this apart, I went through and, believe it or not, vacuumed it out. There was a ton of lint accumulated in the base of this thing, so it's relatively clean now. So all I'm going to do, this thing gets set in here, and I'm going to find the exact right spot. There we go. There's some little wings, or whatever you want to call them, the pieces of metal that stick up that the frame of this can go into. And where I'm squeezing here, there's a screw that comes up from the bottom on this side that will go into the top. So that just lays in there like that. And in a moment, let's see if I can do this while I'm filming. None of this is rehearsed whatsoever. And you know what I'm going to do? I want to do that. I want to be very careful so I don't break the filament there. So I'm going to replace this with two hands and not filming it. And I don't have a mount to put the iPhone on, so I'll do this, and probably, if I can, maybe I'll get somebody to film me as I'm putting the rest of this back together. It would be kind of good to show. But anyway, at least you can see the inside, what the element looks like. Let me show you the two wires, pardon the noise, that go to it. The red and white striped wire goes to the top. The solid red wire goes to the bottom. And the reason I know that is not just the fact that I'm familiar with this machine, but when I took the wires off, see, I put this red one underneath this little bracket here. I did that on purpose as kind of a memory aid device to remind me that that one goes below, so I couldn't mess it up when I reconnected those. So again, don't be intimidated by these jobs. This is a really nice machine. Probably, as I said, we've had it 12 years, family of 4, using this thing every single day. And again, the repairs, I think when I replaced the rollers and the belt, maybe that was $40. The thermistor a couple of years ago, that was $25, and the new heating element, like I said, something like 60 or 70. So not terrible for a cost to keep a piece of equipment going that I'm sure will last several more years. Sorry, I'm going to stop right there so I can put my full attention on this, but I hope this has been helpful to you if you have a repair like this. And if you have questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. Give me a like, subscribe, and I will keep you all posted. Thanks.